and welcome to another episode of ETCG1. I am your host, Eric the Car Guy. Now here on ETCG1, we do not do repair videos. We talk about stuff. So if you're looking for repair videos, hey, head on over to the Eric the Car Guy channel and there's plenty of repair videos to choose from over there. I'll make it easy by putting a link in the description for you to follow. However, if you're into the conversation, welcome. Hang around. Let's talk. This is an RE video to how to make money on YouTube. Now, reading through the comments, there was quite a bit of confusion as to exactly how money is made through monetizing videos on YouTube. It's as simple as this. It's just like television. It's all about the advertising. So the ads that play before the video, well, maybe have played before the video that you just watched, or maybe there's an ad running down at the bottom of the screen, or sometimes right in the middle of a video you're watching an ad comes up, or at the end of that video an ad comes up. Well, that is advertising. There are people out there that want to show you stuff, and the stuff they want to show you is stuff they're selling, and that's pretty much what advertising is. So they come along and find content, such as what is on YouTube, and they pay YouTube to post their ads to make you aware of their products, and in exchange they give YouTube money. As far as the YouTube Partner Program, which is what I would have been a part of since almost the beginning of Eric the Car Guy, it took me about a year. See, when I first started doing these videos, you had to apply to become a partner on YouTube. So you had to apply in order to monetize the videos that you had, and YouTube go through some kind of vetting process. They'd look at your channel, the subscribers, and yada yada yada, don't exactly know, and they would say yes. They'd give you the stamp of approval and you were allowed to monetize your content. And I actually had to go back through and turn on advertising on all of the previous videos that I'd been posting. So I'd been posting videos for some time and building an audience before I was even able to monetize. These days, you're able to monetize like right out of the gate. So if there's a video that becomes popular, go ahead and monetize it and you'll get paid whatever. Now that's where it gets tricky. As far as what you get paid, well, it depends on a lot of things that I don't think anybody but YouTube knows about. It's based on something called a CPM, or as YouTube calls it, an RPM. CPM is clicks per thousand. RPM, I believe, is revenue per thousand. M is the Roman numeral for thousand. I believe that's how it works out. If it's some other meaning, go ahead and correct me in the comments. But that number is basically what advertisers will pay to place their ads on your content. So if you've got really good content, they're going to pay a bit more. If you've got content that's maybe mediocre or new, or your channel's just starting out, they're not going to pay as much. They're going to go after the quote-unquote premium channels, the premium content, and they're going to pay them more, a premium price as a result. Now, the way the YouTube Partner Program has it split up, the content creator gets 55%, YouTube gets 45%. That's generally how it works. Here's the thing though, YouTube is calling the shots as far as what your channel is worth. So in the end, doing this is very similar to a commodities market, and a commodities market is based on what people pay for things and how much things are worth. And it's very similar as far as content is concerned. And this, to those of us that are making our living from YouTube, makes it very difficult to maintain a steady income, or even to figure out what it is that makes that CPM or RPM come up. It's really difficult to try to figure that out because they're not telling us really how to do it. It gets confusing. I mean, your CPM, your RPM could range from 50 cents to 10 bucks. You know, obviously you want to be closer to that $10. If it's down towards 50 cents, even though you've got a lot of views, you may not make as much. So that's where the voodoo comes in that I can't really speak to. Only YouTube can say, you know, how they're dictating what channel is worth what, or what video is worth what. And that's basically what you're dealing with when you make your living like this. It's really all over the place. It's not like you make a product, you set a price for that product has all of your overhead costs covered in it, and then there's a little bit of profit margin, and that profit margin is basically where you live and where you make your money. I wish YouTube was more like that, but I want you to consider one little fact. I mean, there are some people out there making really good livings off of YouTube. Me, I'm not doing bad. But I reinvest in my channel like a lot of other popular YouTubers do. You know, you've got equipment costs, you've got, you know, your editing, your cameras, and, you know, sometimes people hire people to help them out with stuff. Then there's graphics, there's all kinds of things and time and effort that goes into creating a YouTube channel that's successful and keeping it going. It is a full-time job. It's like you can start doing this part-time and on the side make yourself a little extra money by making a few videos that are kind of popular. But then if you get to a point to where you're starting to make your living from it, it involves quite a bit more work, at least in my experience, and also the experiences that I've heard of from other people that do make their living at this. It's not the easiest way to make a living because there are a million people trying it, and whenever there are a million people trying stuff, it's really hard to stand out, and that's where it comes from. I mean, you've got to create good content, like I talked about in the last video. You got to have good content, and it helps to have good video production. As far as what else, well, it's very much a cult of personality kind of thing, to where, you know, it's really what the viewers want. If the viewers latch on to you and what you're doing, great, go with it. And like I said before, listen to your audience and speak to them and cater to them and give them what they want. There are other options. When you do get to a certain point, as far as like an individual YouTuber, you may be approached by YouTube networks. And YouTube networks are organizations very similar to television networks. They work with content creators to try to make their channels do better. They know the ins and outs of the business way better than I do. They have sometimes production facilities to where YouTubers can go and just basically walk in the door and do their show, and this network will help produce that show. In return, the network takes a portion of the revenue that's generated by those videos, and there's usually contracts and things involved for X amount of time. If you get your channel to that point, that's another option, and they can help you with this, that, or the other thing. It's all over the place, really, because there are several different networks. I think one of the biggest ones I can think of is Machinima, and they do all the video game videos, and you know, are pretty much in charge of all that. And they go into contracts with the content creators, and the content creators are under obligation to produce the videos, and those videos become the property of that network. They're no longer, you as an individual, it's no longer your property. It becomes the network's property, and the network goes and in turn sells it and works out all your endorsement deals and everything else. So yes, some YouTubers out there, some successful YouTubers are actually a part of a network and not necessarily direct partners with YouTube, and some people are just individual partners with YouTube and just perfectly content with their 55% and whatever it is that they're doing to promote and grow their channel. So I hope that clears up confusion about how it is that you actually make money on YouTube. It's just like when you watch television, like I said. As you're watching your favorite television program, it gets to a certain point, maybe a cliffhanger moment, cut to commercial, and the people that made that commercial paid that network a lot of money to show that commercial during that time slot. As a result, that network takes that money and uses it to keep the lights on, and then also pays the people that produce the show that you're watching, and blah 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 blah. That's how it all goes. A lot more money in television, and right now advertising is kind of all over the place as far as the internet and YouTube is concerned. Other places like Hulu that have like direct subscription services where the people that are watching the content actually pay money to watch that content, they have a steady stream of income outside of advertising. However, YouTube doesn't necessarily have that, and I think they're trying to figure that out now as far as how they're going to monetize things, because in essence what they did when they went from that partner program that I spoke of to begin with is what I started out with, and then switched over to anybody can monetize a video. It kind of devalued everybody's stuff, and then put it all into this one big pond, and it's all mixed together. So you've got like really high-end content mixed with some viral cat video that was just a one-off kind of deal, not necessarily a part of a channel, like say a Ray William Johnson or somebody like that. But all that is now mixed together, and YouTube benefits from having user-generated content in such a wide umbrella. But once again, I think that devalues what it is that the content creators such as myself are doing as a result. So the advertisers come to YouTube and Google and they say, we want to advertise, and they're like, well, how are we going to target your demographic? How are we going to target your audience? Think about it. You don't necessarily want to run advertisements for feminine hygiene products in front of my videos. You're not really reaching your target audience there. Anyway, I hope that cleared up any confusion as far as to how YouTubers make money. It's on the advertising. And that's what I like so much about what I do as Eric the Car Guy, because the people that benefit from the work that I do don't necessarily have to pay for it. It's somebody else that's paying for it for them. which I think is the coolest thing. So my job is I get paid by other people to reach the people I'm trying to help. I think that's way cool. So that part of it really appeals to me. Get this. If you have automotive questions, head over to ericthecarguy.com. And it's not just the search function anymore. Oh no, we've got several categories up there to where you can find instant answers to your automotive questions. All you gotta do is click on a category, it's split up into subcategories. You may be able to find your answer instantaneously. If that doesn't work, try out our search function and type in a couple of keywords there. That'll search our entire database. And if that's not enough, you can sign up for the website. It's absolutely free. All you need is a valid email address. And to respond to the confirmation email that should end up in your inbox. If you don't see that, you don't click on the confirmation link, then you're not going to be able to complete your registration. Then you're going to send me an angry email telling me you can't log in and my website's junk. Don't do that. Just make sure you find that email. Check your spam or your bulk folder and do that. And then you can post your question over to Service and Repair. I can be found socially on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter, and I close each of my videos with, be safe, have fun, and stay dirty. And I will see you next time.